Okay, I'm back. It's not going to be a long session now though. Just this evening I've got a couple of things working. I got sidechain compression going on my mic, so the music should go down when I'm speaking. And also, check this out. Oh, automatic transition of the screens. Ha! So I don't get stuck, you know, with you looking at the wrong thing. So I did think a little bit about this debouncing thing, and you know, it's got to be a package for it, right? Of course there is. There's packages for everything. So if we go to npm.js and have a look at debouncing packages. Debounce. Got to do something about this mic. Or learn how to touch type again on this new keyboard. Debounce. Postpone its execution. Debounce utility that takes a specific context. Let's look at this. Debounce context. Browser focused. Debounce. More kind of throttle. It's debounce throttle maybe. Throttle and debounce. Throttle, throttled function, debounced function. Debounce and throttle can both be cancelled by calling the cancel function. Rate limiting execution. I think I can use this, but I'm gonna have to write a test for it, I think. We want to what? What do we want to do? Debounce. Guarantees the functions don't execute at a single time. No, throttle is really what we want. Throttle. Rate limit execution. Throttle 300. Could throttle. Let's try it. Let's see. And automatic scene transfer. Let's try using throttle debounce. So up in the client in our private, here we go. See to do debounce because workers can call in. So we only need to get the throttle. We'll get this import statement. Throw that at the beginning. Let's do that again. It's automatically removing anything that's not used. So we're going to take out debounce. And then let's grab this. So it's got its own little state machine here. We'll assert that it exists because we know it does. Save that. Let's have a look at the actual code for this thing. Boo. Let's have a look. Delay. No trailing. Milliseconds. No trailing. If no trailing is true, callback will only execute every delay milliseconds while the throttle function is being called. If no trailing is false or unspecified, callback will be executed one final time after the last throttle function call. Okay, so that should be set to true. We only want it to execute once, because we imagine a scenario where this thing is bouncing the workers are bouncing up and down, and we only want this thing to get called once. And then I guess this here we put as this connection tolerance. What did we call it? We call it connection tolerance. We called it connection tolerance, yep. And we should pass the connection tolerance down. So make it this connection tolerance. And then we use the IntelliSense to add the property to this thing. Property. Okay, it's up here. Huh. I don't know if it's going to be able to fix that. It kind of did. This. Member ordering. So... oh yeah, that's right. We were going to have a connected property. Yeah, okay. So here we need to say public connected. Connected, and we'll initialize it as false. Put these here. Connected, so if we go down to onReady, this connected equals true. And here we're going to say this equals false. So, we're throttling it here, so we got no trailing. Callback function, and then debounce mode. If debounce mode is true, at begin, schedule clear to execute after delay milliseconds. If debounce mode is false, schedule callback at the end. Throttle, delay, no trailing, callback, debounce mode. I wonder if there are types for this package. Let's find out. Here. Manually. npm I at types. Throttle debounce. Let's see if they exist. Be cool if they do. I mean, why do I have to keep going back to a browser for the documentation when I could have it in my IDE? It's not really an IDE, it's a code editor. Awesome, got some types on it. Let's have a look at this. Ta-da! Very cool. No trailing. If no trailing is true, callback will only execute every delay milliseconds while the throttle function is being called. Okay, this is where we need to test where we can test it bouncing up and down. Okay. And then we just assert this does exist. It's pretty smart. It knows that even though we did it like a type guard here, we an existence guard or whatever. Yeah, it's a type guard because it's either undefined or something. So here we said it's truthy, but then the thing is that by the time this actually executes this callback, it might not be truthy anymore. But we know that it will, so we just assert it. Okay. Now we want to wire the connection tolerance. I'll do it like this because I don't want to have to do documentation. Connection tolerance. So the reason why I'm doing this is because it's kind of self-documenting. Anyone comes along and looks at it can go, okay, that's what's going on there. So then here we say Zeebe client default connection tolerance, and it's a number. And then we'll add it to the Zeebe client options. It's a number. Save that. Go back here. And then we add it to the constructor for this thing. Connection tolerance. Drop it in here. It's a number. It's 9:40 at night now. Just get this thing done and then call it a day. Connection tolerance. So you see here, this connection tolerance. Huh. To do make configurable. Oh, somebody knows what they're doing. So in that case, we need to make connection tolerance. Yeah, okay, it's required. Cool. So we now should have some errors, which is good. Ping. What? Okay, so in here it's optional because we have a default. Well, we initialized it here. We could initialize it in the constructor. So, I mean, there's two ways we could do it. We could either do it the way we did it there, or we do this dot connection tolerance equals this dot options. This way is slightly more connection tolerance. Do it like that. If you passed in a connection tolerance in the options, then we reassign it. Otherwise, we assign it to itself. It's kind of a bit ghetto, but whatever. It's the kind of JavaScript short-circuiting shorthand that they say you should not use because it's prone to error. I don't think it made it into JavaScript, the good parts. So in here, we now need to pass in connection tolerance. This dot connection tolerance, and we know that that's set to something. Good. Comma. Save. Very good. Okay. Let's go back to here. Now, so my hypothesis is that if we start a client with a worker and then we leave it running up and then we kill the broker, we should see a single call to both the worker and the client of onConnectionError. So let's try that. It's going to be a manual test. So I was thinking about this. I got two sets of tests in here right now. I got integration tests, and then these other ones out here, which are non-integration tests. They don't rely on a broker to be running for these tests. Whereas the integration tests, we need a broker running. So I could make a third set of tests, which is test data. A third set of tests, which don't run in CI. And they run, you know, on my developer workstation, which means I can test them locally at least so we get some coverage. And that automates the broker coming up and down through Docker. So I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But I'm going to get the ball rolling on that by creating a new folder. And we'll call this one, I don't know, local tests, local integration. Naming things. Okay, so let's make a test in here, and we're going to call it bouncing broker. I don't know. No, it's really onConnectionError. So we'll call it onConnectionError spec.ts. I can touch type on Colmac, just a little bit slower. Zeebe client spec. No, it was it's in the integration tests, and it's fine onReady. Yeah. Let's clean up as we go. Okay, so we'll make it 30 seconds because we're going to blow the broker away. Okay, just have a single test in here to start with. Now, what this single test will do is calls on connection error once. When the broker dies, goes away. So tomorrow I'm going to write, you know, some kind of utility stuff for bringing brokers up and down via Docker. But in the meantime, so we can do this with nothing in here. We'll just use the default 3-second connection tolerance, and then okay, so called equals 0. And then what we do is we increment it in here. Calls the Zeebe client, because we're going to test it with a worker as well. Expect call to be 1. Now, we'll do that after 15 seconds. Okay. Let's bring that previous broker down. Docker is not running. Let's have a look. No, it's like literally not running. I think I increased the RAM to 6 gigs, which did that. We're listening to a guy called Cloud Nun. It's a bit of a play on Cloud 9. Pretty chill for an evening. This is quite cool. Docker is now starting. Loading, it's starting. Starting an Ubuntu VM in the background. I'll go this way. Okay. It does exist. Keep things clean. Docker, it's up. Okay. So Docker down. Yeah. Yeah. Bring the broker up. Let's get away from here. npm run test integration. Let me have a look at my package.json actually, because I might let's have a look at the definition of that. Test integration, ignore patterns. So we want to ignore these, what do we call it? Local test? Local integration. So we'll create a new type of test, which is called local integration. Yeah? Okay. This is what integration tests used to be. It's like, yo, I'll run all of them. Okay, so actually what we'll do instead is we'll do this. Try that. Now if I run this local test, make it a bit bigger. Yeah, great. Okay, it's connected. Boom. DC down this thing. No, wrong one. That's it. Stopping the broker. Received 0. Okay, reason being that there was no worker. So, according to my calculations, if we do this, const, I'll just go ZBC create worker. ID null, task type, whatever. And then we've got to give it a handler, right? So, job complete. The world's most simple Zeebe task handler. Complete.success. Okay, so now if we DC up this thing, this should be interesting. Here comes the broker. Man, that single node broker starts pretty fast. Okay, start. It's running it. Kill the broker. Really kill the broker. Whoa, you can see here the channel failure. See, that's what I mean by bouncing. It's like connecting, transient, failure, connecting, transient, failure. What? Expected 0, 1. Got a debug level of logging on there, so it's kind of cool. But you can see what happens. Did onReady get called? onConnectionError, dude. Okay. Bring the broker back up. And then what we should do in here is, that's interesting, that ZBC2 close should close the connection. Okay, well this is another issue that the worker obviously doesn't close. Well, let's try this. Let me just run this test and then let it run to completion. It should fail, and because the worker will be like nicely connected and ready for whatever. Yeah, it's all good. Let's see what happens when it hits, what, 15 seconds. Let's do it in that order and see what that does. Okay. And we'll wait for the worker to say it's connected, and then we'll kill it. Now kill it. Yo, definitely failed. Okay, the on-connection error did not get called. Okay, so it's pretty clear that the worker knows that the connection has failed. So it should be able to bubble that information up. This is one of the problems with using this logger. That's another thing for me to look into is, you know, where this error actually gets logged from is from the logger rather than where it actually got called from. But it's pretty easy to find it because if we just grab that, copy that and go into the gRPC client, which is where this is coming from, in here, pull this down and then just Control F that right here. So watch gRPC channel is getting called. So if you find all usages of that, where did that get called from? So it gets called in here. So it emits an error. And then we have a listener on the error up here. So set not ready gets called. When we call set not ready, we go if this ready timer, probably not going to be one. This connected is false. If there's not a fail timer, set the timeout. Ooh. It's rapidly going back and forth. Okay. So, okay, as soon as it fails, we cancel the ready timer, but we only cancel the failure timer when it actually becomes ready. Let's put a nice little log message in here. And that little log message, clap and rain that was, I'm going to add that to the list. Coding. Like. Good. Let's try this, chasing daylight. Cloud None and Direct featuring Sly Leaf. Okay, cool. Well, we're making definite progress here. And this gives you a real sense of what it looks like when the worker is connected. So the worker, because it's like activating jobs continually, it detects failures straight up, whereas with the client, we've got to wait till you explicitly try to do something with it. So for something like Node Red, where it just sits there in your visual editor and you're like, is it connected or not? This makes it's perfect to have a worker giving you that information. Okay, I'll put a debug in here. Ready, yo. In here. Debug. Let's add this to the list. It's going to be like a chill zone part of the playlist. Nice harmony. Okay. Okay. So, bring the broker up. And run the test, yo. Okay. Wait for the worker to connect. He's connected and then having a bad day. Oh. DC down that sucker. I did see it go past. It's up here. Ready, yo. What? Huh. Yeah, okay. So set the fail timer. And then reconnected, stalled, unknown, idle, idle, reconnected, stalled, unavailable, transient failure, connecting, gRPC retry count 1, connecting, transient failure, gRPC retry count 2, transient failure, connecting, transient failure, gRPC retry count 4, transient failure, ready, yo. What? Okay, there's something inside this machine that I created this little kind of state machine down here called watch gRPC channel, and it needs to get set in here. So it all starts from down here. It emits that there's an error, and then it should only emit ready here. gRPC channel reconnected. Okay, where does it say gRPC channel reconnected? Dude, it doesn't. There. See if it's possible for it to set more than one timer. If there is a ready timer, then we clear the timeout. And then we set a new timeout. Yay, good. Next track. Oh, let's listen to this one again. This one was pretty cool. One Less Star. I'm going to add the acoustic version. I was watching the video before and the acoustic version sounds pretty cool. Yeah, my brain's not particularly sharp at the moment. And I'm not taking a particularly scientific approach to this. Like, I really got to dig into the machinery of this this gRPC retry thing that I've built. It kind of works by recursively awaiting a promise. See, it kicks off here by smooth, man.
I've never been one to believe in fairy tales or fantasy, but perhaps it's time for a change of mind. I guess there's a first for everything.
Nice.
We fell in love, we had our fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what would come of us if we could trade these ends for beginnings. I'm drinking from
Reminds me of a song,
cup. The hardest part of young love was growing up.
pop song.
Not enough
Okay, it kicks off here by awaiting this here.
star in the city.
Maybe it reminds me of Tracy Chapman or something. But anyway,
Star in the city.
if we go up here, we can see that at the bottom of this Watch gRPC channel, I resolved the promise by awaiting it again. So it's recursive. Is it async?
I saw a shooting star last night.
Yeah, it's async. So it just blocks execution
But I woke up from a dream.
until the thing comes back up. When it gets reconnected, then it actually resolves the promise chain all the way back up. But meanwhile, it can still have side effects while it's executing.
You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what
Okay.
come of us. 'Cause now there's one less star in the city.
Let's do this. Okay, so first of all, restart the broker here. And then second of all, we'll put this through Pinot Pretty.
We fell in love, we had a fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what would come of us if we could trade these ends for beginnings. I'm drinking from an empty cup. The hardest part of young love was growing up. It's not enough to fill me up, 'cause now there's one less star in the city. I can't keep living without you.
Expected, got one, okay. But the log messages you see are nicely formatted now so we can look at them.
Stars, but
Okay.
I can't keep thinking about
Failed, and we set the fail timer. Let's follow along with the code. Get that out of the way. Goodbye.
star in the city.
One less star in the city. Wonder what that's about.
Keep living without you, but I'll wait. It's
Okay, so
join you in
we set the fail timer down.
I can't keep thinking about you, 'cause
In here.
I find
Okay, so setting the fail timer, yo, that happens here. We set the fail timer, failed. And then that little recursive promise state machine starts, and it says stalled on gRPC error. Stream remove, there's another error. Another error. And then the channel state switches to idle. And it says it's reconnected. Idle. gRPC channel reconnected, so it emits ready at that point. Which means that we should see the fail timer getting cancelled.
last night and thought of
But then it goes straight back into an error mode again.
but it must have been a dream.
Idle.
'Cause you're not here.
Reconnected.
I've never been one to believe in fairy tales or fantasy, but perhaps it's time for a change of mind. I guess there's a first for everything. Oh,
Okay, well, let's log out the cancelling of the...
had a fun. You always had enough dreams for both of
I think I
us.
almost
Wonder what
prefer the acoustic version.
us if we could trade these ends for beginnings. I'm drinking from
Set ready, ready yo. Okay, so
this part of young love was growing up. It's not enough to fill me
debug.
'Cause now there's one less star in the city. Now there's one less star in the city.
Canceling ready timer. I mean, it's definitely down for more than 3 seconds, so it should call that on connection error handler.
But it must have been a dream 'cause you're not here.
Okay, we cancelled this one here. Save. R and S are right next to each other. Setting the fail timer. So in here, and this is cancelling the fail timer. Not sure if this is science or not, man. See, normally in science you come up with like a hypothetical model, like a theoretical model of what you're interacting with. Then you invent your experiments to validate your hypothetical model, but I just really don't have a hypothetical model right now. I'm just like, experimental kind of exploration. Run. Okay. Wait for the worker to be ready. And then give him a bad day. 2, 3 seconds. 4, 5. Yeah, well over 3 seconds. Maybe I need to log out to validate that it is 3 seconds. Scrolling through logs. Okay. Setting the fail timer. Yep. Okay. Cancelling the ready timer. So setting the fail timer. Okay, so it came into set not ready again. Reconnected. Yeah, and then it failed again. Cancelling the ready timer. So it's re-entered here again. And the ready timer gets set and then it just gets cancelled straight up. Yeah, okay. We should put set ready timer in there. I'll do that. And then the other thing, let's do this. Auto format, thank you. Setting fail time at yo, plus the connection tolerance. Oh, too big. Plus. Do a comma, but whatever. Okay, cancelling the ready timer. More sound. Take a look. Let's try this. Someone different. Aaron Richards, not available for content creators. Boo. Strike his name from the record. Chasing Daylight. Listen to that. Midnight Underground. Sounds cool. Ah, it's an EP. Listen to the whole thing. Okay. That failure timer never gets executed. Cancelling ready timer. Cancelling ready timer. The only reason I can think of that this failure timer doesn't get called is because the connection tolerance time is too long. Cancelling the ready timer. Wow, that's a lot of failure, but not a lot of failure timers. Okay. DC down that broker. And then DC it back up. And then stand by to run the test. Go. Goodbye. 5,000. How'd they get set to 5,000? It's meant to be 3,000. Zeebe client. Okay. It still should not be it. Let's do this. DC down and DC up. That little riff is from some other famous pop song recently. I'm a fan. Run the test and kill the broker. 3,000 to 3 seconds. Yes, that's what we like to see. Setting the retimer. No, you're not ready. Cancelling it. Good. That debouncing is working down there. Setting ready timer. Cancelling it. You're telling me that there were 3 seconds where there was no error there? I think my clear timeout's not working. Reason being that I see that radio gets emitted. Set ready. That gets called in here. So, okay, let's trace it right from the top, see what happens. So it says we're ready, and then the first thing that happens is the ready timer gets set, and then it says setting the fail timer yo. So if we go down to setting fail timer, $273. Setting the ready timer. So then we set the ready timer. Okay, so assuming that this line executes, which is what we see here, and then this line executes immediately afterwards, sets that timeout. But then if this line executes after that, then we're seeing this, which means this is executed, cleared the timeout, but we did not see cancelling ready timer. So what that suggests is that this line executes, and then this executes, skips this because this ready timer is not set, sets this, Okay, It may be that because console.log is IO, injecting console log into the code actually changes the way that it executes. Well, let's have a look at that. Let's see if that's actually possible.
How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad.
Okay.
How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad.
Educating myself. Any IO operation. Promises execute faster than callback. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, if I got nothing else out of that, it's just this: promises execute faster than callbacks. Let's go back to this code here. This is interesting because this line followed by this line should not happen. Because when this executes, setting ready timer 3000, the very next thing that we do is we assign a value to ready timer. Now we see setting fail timer yo. Right before that, we test if ready timer has a value, and if it does, we execute this. So this output here implies that we logged out that we're setting the ready timer, but then we executed this code block before we set the value, so it got interrupted halfway through. I think that if we do this, that will change the behavior. That's my assertion. Go.
I know we're gonna be alright.
And die.
I know we're gonna be alright.
Wow. setting ready timer for 5,000. Where'd that come from?
Just make it through another day.
What?
These dark clouds.
Oh, I've gone too far back, that's why.
I'm holding on to my face. I know we're gonna be okay. Gonna be okay.
Okay, so cancelling the ready timer. Not enough time. We've actually got to run DC down to get that thing to work. Come on. Run the test. Kill the broker. DC down. Really kill the broker. Okay. Promises are faster than callbacks. Read it on the internet. Must be true. I'll go back and look at that in detail later. Okay, setting the fail timer. Yo! Okay, it says setting the fail timer. It did not say cancelling the ready timer. The other reason might be that this context could be different. Might be getting called in a different context. No, cancelling ready timer. Okay. Hang on. Setting fail timer there. Cancelling ready timer there. Cancelling ready timer. Okay, so that's getting called in the ready code. So cancelling ready timer, set ready. Okay, yeah, I put that in here, so it'll cancel the ready timer. Cancelling the ready timer. Cancelling the ready timer.
Since you've been gone, I've had this plan. They'll think I'm crazy, and I probably am. I'll pack my things and leave my fear.
So it's good. It's never going to say it's ready because of these transient spikes. Cancelling ready timer, but where's the execution of the failure timer? Cancelling the ready timer. Dude, this is definitely 3 seconds. Cancelling the ready timer. Cancelling the ready timer. Cancelling the ready timer. Cancelling the ready timer. Come on. Come on, like execute the failure timer already. Oh, come on, sis, the tension is killing me.
Why did you leave so unexpectedly? 'Cause you taught me to grieve, and now I'm missing a part of me. But now you're gone.
Keeps cancelling the ready timer.
I've got this feeling you'll be there when I land.
Dude, this is ready, yo.
Leave my fear
What?
under the stratosphere. I'll be in a
Dude, it cancelled the ready timer so many times, and then it comes back and says that it's ready. Finally, the failure timer executed here. I gotta put a throttle in here, man. But that's really weird because it definitely did call the failure handler. Okay. So a couple of things. Either that this context is getting lost, which is possible because it's like calling ready and fail, which would be consistent with a few different things, including that it would execute that code block and this.ready would not be defined. And it looks like it would benefit from throttling because it's just going nuts. But yeah, I have a feeling that the this context is getting lost. But I'm using arrow functions everywhere to hold on to this, but even so. I mean, brute force, man. Brute force. Remember to drink water. Okay, I'm bracketing it. I'm developing my hypothesis through experimental exploration. And goodbye. Whoa, this is gonna be... Forgot to do DC down. Let's just pick one field. Oh yeah, this dot connection tolerance. That'll do it. I mean, look, if this thing is defined, then lets us know we have the right this.
you can use. And when you come back, I'll refuse, 'cause I'm better off now.
Okay.
Better off now.
And go nuts. Okay, so this is fine. Dude, you know, the fastest way probably for me to figure out what is going on here is to watch a video of this and just look at it and go, you're an idiot. I don't know whether it's because in the videos that I've watched I've kind of debugged the issue later at the end of the video, and then when I watch the video back I can see myself walking past the thing that was like obviously the thing, forgetting to put in a weight on a, you know, inside a try-catch block so that the exception doesn't get caught. Cutting and pasting the wrong string. I can see it happening. Okay. Oh, this is a mess. Okay, now I can't leave it like this before I go to bed because it's a mess. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these debug statements because they have been useful for what they're useful for, and they're not useful for anything else right now. And then they're just industrial waste. So I gotta get it to a checkpoint and then get committed. Okay, so what we've done is we've got a connection tolerance that we passed down, however, it's not reliable. Okay, one final thing that we're going to try, we're going to introduce this throttle model. Maybe the throttle is doing. Did I try running the tests? Did I try running the tests after I added the throttle? This is the kind of thing where you go back and watch it and go, dude, what is wrong with you? Do it. Should have checked this before. Okay, the naming is off in here, the onReady handler. onReady.
Is this what I was hoping for? To live by my uncertainty principles. 'Cause I think it might be the perfect time.
does exist. Doesn't exist. Does exist. Doesn't exist. Now, just saying, this test was green when I started. So, oh man. Such a basic mistake to make. That's what I mean. I didn't run my tests after I added that throttle, and then I kept building on top of that. And that, my friends, is broken. So, we go back here. Dude, all we need to do is this, and then I believe, no, this one. Okay. Run. Can't believe I didn't test that throttle. Client onReady spec. And 4,000. Something's really broken now. Wow. Okay, the other change that I made was I changed the actual command that it uses to run this. Test path, ignore patterns. Okay. Changed too many things, dude. Changing too many things. So I changed the command. So this new test here, which relies on me turning the broker off halfway through. Yeah. Let's go back to the old command. Okay, so if this works, we'll turn the throttle back on and then checkpoint it.
To say what you wanna hear, I will bite my tongue till I disappear. Take me Let the pieces fall to the cold ground where they belong. I'll play the part of whomever you want me to be, 'cause my identity has been lost to me.
Test all passed. Okay.
Take me apart. Let the pieces fall to the cold ground where they belong. I'm hanging on to every word that you breathe, because my sanity has been lost to me, lost to me, lost to me, lost to me.
Okay, so it looks like that throttle package breaks that functionality. Yeah.
Lost to me, lost to me, yeah. I can't find myself, because I don't know who I am without you, without you. 'Cause my identity,
So that throttle function is stopping it from being called.
can't find myself, no, because I don't know who I am without you, without you. 'Cause my identity has been lost to me. I can't find myself, because I don't know who I am without you, without you. 'Cause my identity, who am I to say what you wanna hear? I will bite my tongue till I disappear.
What? Function to be executed after delay milliseconds. I don't think this is what we're looking for. Don't think it's what we're looking for. Limiter? Load X drop. Throttle. Okay. Cancel method. Lock. Dude, this is one of those ones where you're like, sorry, I've been looking at low dash throttle and some other stuff. And then I was just like, it's one of those ones where other people's code and the packages and everything are so like not a match for exactly this use case. You're just better off writing it yourself from first principles. I mean, we already did it once inside the gRPC client. I might just have to do it again here. And let's have a look at this so that we can have a look at someone else's code to get an idea of what people are doing. Index check. It'd be good on monstercat.com if they let people share their playlists. That'd be cool. Be a good way to discover music on here because there's like tons of stuff. There's 1,580 tracks. Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot of tracks. I'm just like on the first couple of pages. Huh. Try this one. It's an astronaut in space. Look at this code. Yeah. A new function executes it at most once per wait millisecond. Oh, look at that, simple.
I could tell within a moment you knew me well. I could see you gave me solace when I needed someone there. In the darkness I still see you like a golden arch rising high above the sunset.
Okay.
You are. I know that everything's in focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around.
It's a different debounce scenario here because the workers are all going to call. You're probably going to get, if you have n workers, you're going to get n calls, but they're all going to be like about the same time. And then the other workers, then yeah, it's going to be like. So you could probably do connection tolerance divided by 2. Okay, so I'm going to take some inspiration from the way this guy's done it here. So, last ready, last connection error. Okay.
Days when I was searching for some kind of sign. Now I've reached
Last ready
destination.
and last connection error.
Keep me breathing with a feeling like an LED light. Now I'm moving through the shadows. You woke me up tonight.
I don't know what's this.
Focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around.
I think I'm getting energized by this music, hey? Let's add this to the playlist. Coding. Pretty cool. Alright, here's how we do it. Yeah, man, you gotta listen to upbeat music, otherwise you start to like go, maybe it is me. No, dude, it is not. Okay. Gotta figure out a way to have this thing here so it doesn't get in the way. Can I like... Yeah, that could work, kinda. There you go. Whatever. How's that for sound? Okay, let's get into this. Oh no, hang on, we've got to line up the next track. This one here is pretty cool. Yeah. Go. Epic. Okay, so, in here, okay. Debounce because workers can call until let's do it. This is the part we need to debounce here. Last ready. The number. Good. So okay. Doing that twice, whatever. Okay. What? I had failing tests, and then I went and refactored on top of that. Oh, dude. I need to be shot. Dude. Okay, I deserve everything I get right now. Oh. Refactoring code without checking that it worked. Oh man. Right now I'm just programming on instinct. No science to this at all. Well, there is, but not a lot of conscious stuff. Okay, it looks good. Update the docs. Not quite. Which one failed? Can raise and operate incident. Yeah, okay. That one sometimes fails. Well, let's have a look. I probably got the timing wrong on that. It's a race condition, that one. It's got 5 seconds to complete. And then we're awaiting. It's got 15 seconds. Oh, yeah, there we go. Have to see it fail twice in a row to believe that. And then the only other thing is this on connection error spec. Yeah. That one's not being run. What's that? It's called the client onReady spec. Yeah. Check this. This gives us more data if it does fail test. Figure out what's going on. Dream state. Let's try this one. Test run. Maybe microphone here. I think so. And then I could just turn the volume up, that'll work. Okay, one failed test. Which one failed? Same one? Same one. Okay. Flow to workflow. Set some variables, create a worker, create another worker. Complete failure. try this. I actually want to stop now. However, what's keeping me going is that I got to get this thing back to like a stable state. Otherwise, I'm going to be starting with something broken tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, I mean when I get to it. But like, it's just inventory. It's like Gordon Ramsay with the cooked, chicken in the oven, not in the oven, in the fridge. Same one? Same one. Let's just run that one test in isolation and see if it still fails. Could be some kind of race condition with the other tests. It's a race condition. Race condition. Okay, this is a bold test here. Let's try this. On connection error. Okay, and yes. Okay, winning. smoothing with velocity now. Calls the on connection if there's no handler, if there's no broker. Does not call if there is a broker. Calls every connection once when there is no broker. Workers. Okay, and then we're going to replicate this test. And we're going to do this last piece here, which is okay, and save that. And what do you got? Get rid yep, add that to the playlist. Playlist's getting pretty big now. Good. Okay, so now we can tick those off, and we copy the link and make that a commit message. Whatever. Don't tell me how big my comments can be. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, we got there in the end. Git push. Now, one thing left. One thing left. Boom. Okay, we're done for the day. That's it. Mission accomplished. Look. 11 hours ago. We started 11 hours ago. And that's where we got it to today. Do some more on it tomorrow. Good night.